Okay, so I just finished my workout here and I'm thinking about what actually just happened and how this can apply to guys and girls' lives who've always focused on the gym and lifting weights. Here's the reality of the day and age that we live in. Science is proving so many new ways of becoming more efficient as a human being. So with that being said, there have been advances in every aspect of how we function. There have been new machines that have been designed in the gyms that some of us think are the greatest things that ever have come about. There are new cardio machines that help us become more efficient in our cardiovascular fitness. There are workout modalities like CrossFit that blend different exercises together that suddenly, when marketed properly, it's the newest and biggest craze in fitness. So what I'm saying is there's advances in every aspect of life in general. And those advances are coming faster and faster all the time. And oftentimes when we're looking at something new and different and improved, the normal way that we think as humans is very skeptical, and I get that. And I'm not suggesting that you wouldn't do research on a product before you put your money into it. But there's also the extreme side of that, where there are people who look at a product and just berate it because they don't truly understand it, or they like to believe they understand it so much that they know enough to tell everybody in the world that something is not good, therefore don't go buy it because it's a waste of money, this is bullshit, it's a lie, or whatever. And the research that I've done on the TrainingMask has led me to understand that there's a lot of that that's been happening in this industry, because there are bro science guys out there that want to argue just for the sake of arguing. Now, again, that's your thing. I ain't mad at you. Have fun. But if you've never experienced it, or you might not truly understand it like you think you do, then it's really not fair to the people who are taking the research that they've done in an effort to help people improve on their fitness. So let me give you a very simple comparison here on this TrainingMask and how we as weightlifters might be able to accept what this does better. When we lift weights, that's called what? Resistance training, because we're providing an outside source of resistance to cause our muscles to react and respond to something greater than air itself. Because if I just did a curl with gravity only, I wouldn't become more efficient at this muscle becoming stronger, bigger, and breaking down and recovering, which is going to make it better in the long run. So resistance training is what gave me this bicep, in addition to genetics. Follow what I'm saying? So along comes this concept of resistance training for the lungs. Now, when I put this mask on, yes, it looks silly, okay? Yes, some could make fun of it when I'm running up and down these steps. But if I can get beyond what other people think and what other people might suggest who've never used this or try it, it really doesn't matter, because it's resistance training for your lungs. So if I'm providing outside resistance that's adjustable and scalable to different users, no different than a weight would be, from 10 pounds to 100 pounds, depending on that individual's ability at the time to use different resistance levels, which this mask provides, I can scale it to where I can use it, they can use it, anyone here can use it to become what? More efficient with their lung health. So you have cardiopulmonary, you have your heart and your lungs, which we never look at in fitness, really, because we're so obsessed with the outside. We're so obsessed with our biceps and our chest and our abs. That's become what health and fitness is all about. When I'm telling you, we got it backwards. It should be your heart and lungs first, and then the aesthetics. Because you could look great, and if you can't go out and function, what good is it? That is exactly what CrossFit is all about. It's blending this idea of, okay, you look good, but do you function as well? So you don't mean to tell me that CrossFit athletes aren't fit cardiovascular-wise and lung-wise. Their cardiopulmonary fitness is at a different level. It's at a completely different level. And you see a lot of those guys and gals training with training masks. So it's resistance training for your lungs. So if you just look at it like that, I think you're going to be more understanding of what this does, regardless of what these keyboard warriors are saying out there behind their keyboard. Probably a lot of them, not all of them, out of shape, and I'm making a very general assumption here, so I apologize to those of you who aren't. But for those of you who aren't, who are fit, that are looking at this and saying, oh, that doesn't work, I'm going to have to push back a little bit and say, I disagree, because I just did the workout, and the workout proved to me as a pretty fit guy that there's another level I can go to that I cannot get on my own. I could have run up and down these steps and did the exact same workout with these bands and not have maximized the time as much as I did when I strapped this mask on. It took me 2 seconds to put on this resistance, and it took me 1 second to dial up how much I wanted it. So I started off with the least amount of oxygen coming in, and as it got harder, so I maximized my workout from the gate. Typically, I would have had to work longer to get to the same place I did when I did this. I restricted my ability to take in oxygen, and it caused me to work harder with my lungs and my heart, and I got a better workout faster. You follow the theory behind this? And then when it got harder, to be able to continue to go, I dialed it down, and it made it easier for me to breathe, still restricting my breathing to a degree, and I was able to get through the workout still, but get more out of the workout while I was doing it. You follow the logic here. You follow the common sense. So guys could go and argue science all day long and try and prove their theory. So in a court of law, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. The only way that someone can prove this doesn't work is by having the person put it on that they're trying to make that argument to and say, try it for yourself. So let's forget all of those guys out there that are saying this doesn't work. And what I'm saying is try it for yourself. And if you try it for yourself and then you agree, this is a waste of time, this doesn't work, this is everything that those bro science guys said it was, then no harm, no foul. You have now proven to yourself that this either works or it doesn't. So from a guy who's done this for 30 years, from a guy who's made his entire living from fitness, from a guy who started his fitness career from these very steps that I'm standing on in 1981, as a young man getting ready to go to the Marine Corps, what I'm telling you is this, without a shadow of a doubt, if I would have had this in 1981, and technology and science and research has brought this to me in 2017. And that's what I'm saying about technology advancing. If in 1981 I would have had this, I would have been more efficient when I went to boot camp and been able to run longer, stronger. I could have gotten more out of each workout. I could have been an absolute more of a beast than I was, because the truth is I was a beast, but I could have been even more beast-like if I would have had this sort of advance in technology, advance in training, and advance in science. And I know I'm getting long-winded here, but I think it's very important for you to understand that it doesn't matter what anyone else says, including me right now, until I tell you, try it for yourself. Make it a great day.